reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
We live again.
Do we? Are we alive?
I mean...
Or are we just secretly the undead this entire time?
Maybe a little bit of both. I had to put the eye back in the eye socket type stuff. But how you doing over there, Q?
I finally have AC!
Good. Now we can finally bask in the cool glory.
I cannot explain how nice it was to walk into my house and not feel like being outside was better.
Soon it's going to be even more gracious because we are now starting to slowly coast into the 80s, 90s-ish. Yeah, 86 tomorrow, and then 90 the Friday. And then it drops back down. And drops back down again.
Desert.
Yeah, well, we hope for clouds on those types of days, because at least then it gets a nice little cooling cross breeze. I played a little bit of Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Not really much to report. It's a tough game for me. I just parrying ain't my jam. I'm dumb when it comes to that stuff. But I can tell you the nice opening window that you get with Doom: The Dark Ages. Oh man, it feels way better than Doom Eternal. Oh man. I'm probably, as soon as this cast is over and uploaded, I am probably going to be popping onto that game. It's a fantastic feeling game.
I'm very excited to get to it. I just haven't had the chance yet.
Yes.
I still haven't finished Eternal either, so I'm curious if that's going to matter.
Slightly. Story-wise, yes. Otherwise, not really. And Quincy, we have a sponsor. HelloFresh. The people over at HelloFresh have given us an opportunity. Let me go grab my little quick speak bits and bobs. HelloFresh is a meal kit service that supplies step-by-step recipes and fresh, pre-portioned ingredients right to your door. With over 30 wonderful menu items per week that you can select from that feature either Calorie Smart, Protein Smart, carnivores, vegetarians, and even keto. There's definitely something in here that can give you a great headway into either a better lifestyle or starting up a new lifestyle. Even Fiber Smart, for those who have difficulties every morning. But if you use the link down in the description or our coupon code, you'll get your first 10 meals free and add-ons for life. And those add-ons can be anywhere between side dishes or extra flavorings, such as sauces or I guess like basil leaves and whatnot. I did a little bit of digging around, and I do enjoy that the add-ons that you can build, such as the Blue Plate Special Dinner Bar, adds chicken, potatoes, mashed potatoes, peas, so on, cheeses, and you can add in other little tiny tidbits such as broccoli or corn and have a much more bigger, heartier meal. One recipe that splits so many different ways, and this is just the first week that I'm kind of glancing over here. Every single week they have different ones from one of their high top-tier chefs, and one-pan barbecued chicken cheese melt. Sorry, I cut a little bit of something that looked really delicious. And it even has all of the macros down at the bottom, so that way you can decide whether or not this will fit your diet. But as said,
I did run HelloFresh for several months. I was doing it, and I was very happy with it. I very much enjoyed it. So.
And I mean, it speaks for itself. It looked really good when I first clicked into it, and I said, maybe I might even purchase one of these, because we also get a little bit of a kicker when we do a cooking stream. But I don't know if I want to sell that. But it says, hey, you can cook the meal preemptively and just eat it on stream, and I'm like, we'll see. I feel
maybe we'll do that with a lot of mic work to make sure we're not chewing in people's ears.
Oh, I hate doing that. I don't like that either. They of course got hot dog bars for July 4th, etc. Hamburgers for the family get-togethers. The so on and so ons for the special occasions. So that way, even for special occasions of those, you can build your own menu around that. Um, and Quincy has never had a problem with the freshness of the food coming in. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, it all showed up fresh. Their little cooler packs in there did just fine. So it comes in a cardboard box, then an insulated bag, and then everything's like packaged in paper bags per like by the meal. So that everything's like in its own bag. And then you've got the stack of recipes, but then they got little like ice packs in there. They kept it all pretty damn cool.
Heck yeah. So be sure to check out that link in the description for 10 free meals and free add-ons for life. Only for new applications. But don't worry, it's a good deal.
Yeah, when I joined, I just missed free breakfast for life.
Oh, yo! That would
Yeah.
have been real good. Wait, did they? I haven't seen much as far as breakfast. Usually I see like a lunch and dinner, but no, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing breakfast until after I signed up and found out that I had just missed
Ooh.
the free breakfast. I was like, that's.
Looking at all these really makes me hungry. Oh, they also have ready-made meals that come in these like little sleeves that you just throw them in the microwave. Oh yeah, they've
Um,
just
yeah,
things.
they just came out with those. Those weren't a thing when I was doing it, but those do look pretty good.
Ooh.
But we'll
Barbecue
talk on this a
ribs.
little bit more later. So what's up next on the news?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Over at the good old
No,
Humble
you're good.
Bundle, we have Xbox Game Studios
You're
Publisher
making me
Bundle.
hungry.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the barbecue chicken. I was like, uh, the Xbox Game Studios Publisher Bundle features 8 really good games for only $10. Starting with Wasteland 3, probably one of the better of the Wastelands. Quantum Break, As Dust Falls, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, one of my favorite games of the current age. Age of
I played.
Empires.
Is that the first one or is that the second one?
This one's the second one. Ori and the Blind Forest
Okay.
is the first one.
I played Blind Forest. I haven't finished it, but I really enjoyed it. I never got around to the second one.
Very fun Metroidvania. I have touched into Will of the Wisps, but I haven't gone too far into it. But I'm probably gonna fly
I
into it.
think I was trying to be a completionist a little too hard and was hurting myself in the game.
There's a lot more to find than say Symphony of the Night. There's a lot in Symphony of the Night, but Ori and the Blind Forest had a lot of backtracking and a lot of secrets hidden around. Age of Empires Definitive Edition, which not it does not include the second game, so it's the much more older one, and it doesn't necessarily show that it's the older one, but it's a lot more simplified than Age of Empires 2. Broken Age, a really good coming of age story. Sunset Overdrive, which I believe was the launch title with the series, yeah?
No, it was a launch title for the three. No, the one.
Oh, the one, that's right. You're
The
okay, yes, you were
one.
correct.
I actually really like it. So it's done by Insomniac.
Very fun. I popped.
And
I remember
I
grabbing your controller and being like, "Ooh, let me see it."
yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Like it was a fun game.
What if a zombie outbreak wasn't caused by the regular, problematic government? Now it's caused by an energy drink,
Yeah, corrupt energy drink billionaires.
and I mean, I liked its very pizzazz style. I enjoyed how quick you move around. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
comic book style that it had.
It had a comic book style. It was goofy. It was full of movie and pop culture references. It had zany weapons, crazy villains. Like everything about it was fun. It did a lot of fourth wall breaking in a really good way,
And most importantly, zombie killing.
and zombie killing.
We like that. And then last but not least, Battletoads, the latest one from I think 2019. This was before the pandemic, I recall, but I don't remember how far back. But it plays fine, but be prepared that it is not what you remember from the original Battletoads. It's a little more rough than the original Battletoads. And all of this for only $10. That ain't bad. The charity at hand is Gameheads. They are a tech training program that uses video game design, development, and DevOps to create diverse talent and bold new voices, train youth of color for the tech ecosystem, and prepare them for the college, career, and civic life. Teaching areas include project management, art and animation, software development, and programming fundamentals, project management, game design, level design, video game history/theory, and a bunch more. This is like a college, but a little bit more open-handed, and I'm much appreciative that they're around. But dupe. An interesting developer that keeps popping up on my feed that I thought only did a handful of games, Team 17. Chain of Command dropped a pretty big bundle for $20. Hell Let Loose, a 50v50 game that I played for roughly an hour and maybe got one kill in because it was
Getting blown up by shit in that all the
was-
time. I never made it into the fucking like main battle because shit just kept blowing me the fuck up.
I don't even know where they were half the time. I was like behind a train. I look left, look right. I'm like, cool. I barely step a foot out and I get my head ripped off. And I'm like, there's people in front of me. Why aren't they getting shot? It's a fun game, but not for me. Classified France of 44. A turn-based, almost XCOM-ish style special op game. It seemed like a really fun time because it puts you in their perspective when you're taking aim. And I really like their texture arts and their map building. This one also has a little bit of strange what ifs, such as what if the French had nukes, or not nukes, but heavy ordnance ready willing to blow up some either German or Russian insurgencies. I was here for that. I'm here for what ifs that could possibly be a resistance style story. Thymisia or Thymisia? Thymisia?
Thymisia?
Thyroid. A pretty good looking hack and slash game with some really good art style. The music in it was pretty good listening. It does seem very fast paced combat. So if you're used to Dark Souls but wanting turned up to like maybe 120% speed, this might be a good go to. A lot of heavy dashing, some interesting weapon play. If I happen to grab this bundle, this one might be on the playlist. Conscript, a survival horror game set in 1916 during the Great War, where you play as a French soldier looking for a missing in action brother, and all you have is just a bullet, a picture, and a name. And you are just going through trenches, and this seems like a very heavy storytelling game. What I can say is this game looks very dark. It's supposed to be dark, and yes,
I'm gonna turn the brightness up on it just to be able to play it though.
Good news. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. It seems to have the pixel art that has high contrast, so you're able to see what you're supposed to see. Warkana. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how there's a power fantasy of destroying a bunch of shit on screen. Warkana definitely fills that gap too by having hundreds upon hundreds of things breaking through your stationary walls, and you put up your towers to defend them and fight off the little termite-looking creatures that are trying to break through. This gives me Starship Troopers vibes when they're first going to war and they're trying to climb over that wall. Kind of gives me that vibe.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
But good news, you can have a 30-player online battle royale where you can send out creatures of your own make to have an online horde mode. So if you happen to have a couple people that you want to spend hours relegating time, resources, and a real-time strategy, I'll call it a headache, because having 29 other people sending units your way can definitely feel like a headache. Narita Boy. I played a little bit of this one, a little bit of...
Every time you said Lorcana for that last one, I kept thinking you were saying Lorcana. I was like, is there really a game out there called Lorcana when the card game exists also? That's wild.
Luckily, close, but has that little change of text. Narita Boy. I played a little bit of this one a couple years back. What if you take Mega Man 0, where you have the blade, and you add in an out of purpose, fourth wall breaking story bit where you're developing the game that you're trying to get through. It is an interesting story that kind of breaks a lot of the rules of storytelling in these archetype style games. I won't go too deep into it, but damn, the visuals are fucking fantastic. The music is also really good. I have a couple songs on my playlist that I listen to every now and again. This is a good game, honest to God. Further down, now we're getting into the weird stuff. Honey, I joined a cult. Pretty straightforward. Is very prison architect where you build places to hang out in while also trying not to ruin your cult, but you can still sacrifice people legally. I don't know. I don't really dabble with cults too much to know what they do. But you build a headquarters, build your love den. There's a lot of things you could do in Honey, I Joined a Cult. That is immoral. It's a cult. What do you expect? And last but not least, something that you can do with a Twitch stream. King of the Castle allows from 3 to 24 players to join you and make decisions, just as long as they have access to a browser or a phone that has a browser capability. They very similar to Jackbox. Hop on the website, enter your little code, and lo and behold, they are now your nobles of your council that help you either run your king castle-ish nobility or want to behead you and take over your position, which they have all property to do so. They have their own generalized motives, or maybe they might go against the grain and help. Who knows? But King of the Castle is definitely a fun one. I've played a couple times with another Twitch streamer. Very, very fun game. Just, oh boy, there's a lot of insight.
Chaos for all.
Oh, it's chaos. I got Usurper, and I was supposed to take the crown, and I was just like, oh boy, this is difficult. So it does have its intrigue, but at the same time, it's not easy if you're on the outside. This helps out the Global Food Banking Network. Pretty straightforward. Get food to places that need better food banks or food ecosystems, and cultivating sustainable relationships that save lives with those. Food now is a little bit more harder and more scarce to get by because eggs, yet again, went up in price just a tiny bit. But even still, that's still...
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm just going to buy chickens.
Why not? It's cheaper. The feed's cheaper. There are some...
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, just put a little cage out in your backyard. Why not? Just as long as they have a little bit of runtime, that's cool. Yeah. We don't have hawks.
The one thing I would be worried about is the fucking heat out here. My mom's actually serious about getting chickens. She's been talking about it for a while because they own their place, so they can do things like that without worrying about like a landlord. But yeah,
I mean,
I worry about the heat. Same reason why I didn't keep my rabbits outside when I had rabbits.
Yeah, but you can build them a little pen that has like an awning and whatnot, right? And then little water dishes and whatnot. Yeah. I'm sure that, I mean, there's some ranches out there that are out in the middle of nowhere.
One of my neighbors has roosters, dude. Like, one of my neighbors, like, I hear them fucking crowing also. Well, I heard one die a horrible death, I'm pretty sure. I think something got it. But, you know, I hear the roosters all the time.
I hear the roosters. One died, but I heard the roosters.
I'm telling you, man, like, there was some blood-curdling fucking noise in the middle of the night one night. I was like, oh my god, what happened to that rooster?
Oh, no. But as said, I never expected all of these to come from Team 17 as a publisher, but they seem to be publishing pretty good games.
Putting that Worms money to work.
Yeah. Badoop. Going into the book side of Humble Bundle real quick, and just brisk through these ones. The Essential Star Wars Insider Collection. And the Star Wars Insider is a magazine from 1987 that ended in 1993 and then started back up again later on. And they have almost like Time Life style collector edition books. And with those books, it basically goes in detail, behind the scenes things, lore, or questions that people have asked that weren't really straightforward in the movies, such as Rogue One, Star Wars story, the official mission debrief. So it talks about what the mission was supposed to entail, how that mission went, and the end game for after that, leading into A New Hope?
Uh, yes, depending on, wait, when,
Because Rogue One came as they were trying to steal
yeah,
the
Rogue
Death
One,
Star.
Leaving New Hope, yeah.
Okay. See, I know Star Wars stuff. It also talks
I'm proud of
about
you. I'll buy
yay.
you a cookie later.
Uh, it also talks about the Clone Wars and talking about the insides and outsides of that story, the Skywalker saga, heroes, villains, Boba Fett, Mandalorian season 1, season 2. Goes into the Starlight stories, which are like the outlying High Republic stories, Tales of Enlightenment, which is even more of those. Even the magazine portions of it from volume 1 through 4, and then it just keeps going. Like, there is so much here: aliens, creatures, droids, rogues, scoundrels, and bounty hunters. Um, volume 1 and volume 2 of season 1 and season 2 of The Mandalorian. The Last Jedi Ultimate Guide, The Rise of Skywalker Ultimate Guide, Collector Edition, Solo, A Star Wars Story, The Ultimate Guide. There's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff in these that would interest a regular Star Wars fanatic if they happen to not be much of a book collector, but wants a set of ebooks that they can shovel their way through for only $18. And this charity helps out. First Book. First Book is a nonprofit social enterprise that provides new books and educational resources to programs and schools serving children in need. Over 30 million Americans live in poverty. Million kids live in poverty. First Book wants to see every single one of them read, learn, and succeed. A nonprofit social enterprise, First Book makes new, high-quality books available to schools and programs serving children from low-income families. More than 120,000 educators and program leaders have joined First Book to access outstanding educational resources for free or deeply reduced prices. Together, we can reach every child, every classroom, and every community. Holy cow. And I hope that a lot of people buy this one, because this one's it's only a day in, and it's already pulled up $5,000 for charity. So I want to see this one succeed.
I mean, Star Wars also can move some fucking numbers, you know?
Mm-hmm. But doop. I'm leaving it on this one. I'm not exactly gonna be scrolling up and down, but
Please,
ID,
guys, be careful.
yeah, IDW Dynamite, right? Hang on, let me grab the off-screen version of this so that way I can get the correct.
That sounds right.
Hang on, it's just Dynamite. Okay, but even still, Vampirella Dynamite XOXO Encore gives us a wonderful look into Vampirella in her fullest. There is 30 items, mostly volumes of art books or just the full comic sizes uh, of Vampirella, whether it's the collection of 6 issues, 5 issues, or 30 issues down near the bottom of this. It is just a packed full of Vampirella, and some of the covers little risky, a little risque. And this helps out the Legal Defense Fund. The NAACP Legal Defense Fund and Educational Fund is America's premier legal organization against, or fighting for racial justice. I'm sorry. Through litigation, advocacy, and public education, LDF seeks structural changes to expand democracy, eliminate disparities, and achieve racial justice in a society that fulfills the promise of equality for all Americans. Yes. Whew, that was a mouthful. But do. Now I'm going to talk about the big man here, Doom Guy, Doomslayer. Hello.
I'm mixed on the new outfit.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's
Like, I don't hate it, but I feel like we could have gotten something even more like medieval in metal.
Fair. When compared to some of the other characters that they view elsewhere, yeah, I feel like there could have been better, but however, I wanted to keep the eyes cloaked over, so I'm glad that they kind of kept original, but added in that slightly medieval feel to it. Um, I am here for all of this on screen. I have almost everything that is on the screen unlocked. I got the power gauntlet, and oh my god, I'm here for all that shit. I haven't made it to this part yet, but I want to drive the giant mech with a giant tool belt shotgun. I want to beat up demons and the big demons. as soon as this podcast is over, I'm gonna attach my keyboard and mouse to the Xbox, and I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna probably kill
Does
it
this
tonight.
game have keyboard and mouse support? Because not all of them have it.
I know. I hope it does, but if it doesn't, controller's not bad. It's just I'm starting to slowly not like controllers for first-person shooters. That's all I can really say about it. But it feels good, feels great. Not a hard tack. I still give it a 9 out of 10. But doop. So I said I was going to keep everyone on the loop for date everything and what you can date. Guess what? You cannot date the coffee table. That is voiced by Steve Bloom. They are adding more good voice actors to a already jam-packed game where you can date everything from a tabletop game to the coffee table that you're playing it on. I that's all I wanted to say. There's too many. Sega gave us our first look at Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I'm very excited for when the Sega collection comes out with Jet Set Radio Remix, the Crazy Taxi secondary, and this Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which looks fantastic. All hand-drawn bits and pieces. It looks like it's going to be back to basics for the Shinobi. I have zero problem with how this game is being developed. I'm here to pay probably $40 for the entire collection. $50 is asking a little bit too much, but I can see why if it's going to be the full collection plus all the extra things that they said and more. Because they did give us a list of the games and more at the bottom. So we'll see what all it's wanting to offer here in the near future. I'm excited. I haven't been excited for a game for a remake of one in a while.
Look at him going all Super Saiyan.
Yeah. His super ability. Shinobi Art of Vengeance says available August 29th. Hopefully this will be a part of the collection or not on its own, but we will see how far that goes. And I hope that they ask for a very decent price for this game. Go away. There we go. But dude. So, Mr. Harada has been very vocal about wanting the Waffle House fighting stage in Tekken 8. And at first he was very confused, and some of the players had to educate him that the Waffle House is...
It just had to be explained, you know?
It had to be explained, because there's no Waffle House in Japan. That's okay. And so, when explained, he said the Waffle House seems like a great place for a lot of fighters to test their mettle. He has outreached to the restaurant chain, and he has received no responses, has received very minimal speaking bits about it, and said, fine, I'll just make a Waffle House, but not call it the Waffle House. I will have a generic style restaurant with a gas station on the other side, you know?
I mean, he did his due diligence in reaching out to them and trying.
Yeah, and I was like, didn't I see during my Twitter reading not too long ago another fight breaking out in the Waffle House? I mean,
probably
if you're already soaking up that kind of publicity, I would double down on it and be like, please don't fight in our Waffle House. You know, we want all the safety, but at the same time, if that's what your restaurant is known for, what with also having good food, double down, just double down. It would have been much easier. So instead, Harada said, fuck it, we're just gonna add our own Waffle House style restaurant. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Badoop. I showed Quincy one of the craziest trailers I think I've ever seen for a free-to-play mobile slash PC slash console later game. I
really like the aesthetic of the world.
Oh yeah.
Which is a little odd, but I really like the aesthetic of the world, and I'm a little off-put by how much they put in the trailer. Sorry, continue.
No, that's understandable. It was a lot to show. It showed you a little bit of the combat. It showed you the first boss, the first chapter boss, I think. I watched a Chinese stream of this. So far, it's only released out in the Asia portion and is going to be released later on in Europe and the US soon. They showed a little bit of the gameplay stylings of the characters. One that's like a Vanguard style with this big old sword and a big old shield that can push around enemies. and it showed one of the characters of interest that winds up getting missing. And yeah, that part I would have kind of pulled back a little bit. And
Yeah,
then
there's a little too much, you know. It was just too much story. Like, I'm glad you showed us story and gameplay because generally one's lacking from a trailer. But they showed us too much story.
yeah. And some really good cinematics of a car running scene, falling out of the back of a what looked to be a trolley, and then some very interesting environments. More combat, and as I said, the first boss kind of makes their appearance here, and I gotta say, this shit looked fucking wild. So be prepared to play with some very tight-ended controls. Parry system. It seemed to have a super gauge at the bottom of the UI. The animations were fucking stellar. It's what we come to expect from our free-to-play gacha-ish style games. I don't even know if this has a gacha system. Like, I don't even know what all the systems entitled. Like, even during the stream I watched, I had no idea what the money grab area is of this. So I hope that this doesn't go just under like cosmetics and kind of sticks around with the purchase characters. I don't know, but Silver Palace is its name, and it's done by the Silver Studio of China, and it looks fantastic. Looks great. Unreal 5 at its proper. Any other things you got before I switch over to shoe news?
Real quick, our HelloFresh link on the screen, is that supposed to be, or the little box, is that supposed to be clickable?
No, I couldn't get
Okay,
it to work that way. What?
just checking. So, where can people check to get that actual link?
Down below in the Twitch stream, in the description, I'm gonna put it there. And then if you're watching on Twitch, right below the Twitch thing in the actual page, I have added a widget that you can click for that 10 free meals. It'll fill in
I
the
did
code for you.
also, I did also try their desserts, as on an add-on every now and then, and those were really good. I don't remember what they were anymore, but I remember really liking them. I think they were cheesecakes, like mini, like a little personal
Ooh.
cheesecake.
Ooh, I want
Yeah.
cheesecake now. Damn it, I'm hungry.
I I always want cheesecake.
I'm gonna cook something up after this and then play some Doom. But it's time for Ba-da-Bup Shoe News. Only one pair of shoes today, and it is Swerve Strickland from AEW's great fame, great wrestler, probably one of my favorites. Uh, Played a really good heel that Quincy was not a big fan of. But
No, you know what annoyed me the most was his opening music.
oh, the Swerve.
I fucking hated his opening music.
That's fair. He's changed it since then. It's a little bit better now.
I would hope so.
But the whose house is planted right there on the tongue of the shoe.
That part I'm fine with. I mean, it's a Run DMC reference, but I'm fine with it. You know.
Yeah, and the shoes kind of give a little bit of a.
Real quick.
Ooh.
Speaking of references, last week I did the whelmed thing where I was like, I know you can be underwhelmed and overwhelmed, but can you just be whelmed? I was wrong about what movie. Fucking Mean Girls, and I don't know why my brain wasn't clocking on that.
Oh, thank you. I haven't seen any Mean Girls. It's been on the thought list, but not really on the watch list for a minute. Should I watch Mean Girls?
I enjoy it. I think it's worth the watch. I have not watched the new musical one, which is based off of the Broadway that the movie got turned into, and the movie's based off of a book. But what I saw, it didn't look bad. But I hear that a lot of people were just with it.
That's fair. Back over to the Swerve Strickland shoes. They give a little bit of Black Panther vibes, or Killmonger. Because they definitely have that black with the white sleeks on it, and then the gold inlay kind of in there. These are given to us by Reeboks. The Answer 3 shoes, and they look fine. Personally, I actually really enjoy their design comparative to Swerve Strickland. But doop. Lisa Colon Zayas has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day that is set to be in movie theaters July 31st, 2026. Nothing really said about their character, but the comments section, however, is saying we might be getting Miles' mom from that, and I can kind of see it.
Maybe.
I'm
Like we
excited.
all got his uncle.
Yes. So
His
I'm
uncle is in Homecoming. He's the one that gets. He's played by Don't tell me his name. Glover. Um, he's a musician also. He's not
Yep.
just an actor.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, what's his name?
Think Duck.
Duck.
Yeah.
Donald.
Donald Glover.
Yeah. So yeah, he plays Uncle Aaron for, a brief little moment. Spidey webs him to his trunk and he's like, I got ice cream in here.
Yeah. And I would like to see him do more in the Spider-Verse, but we're getting names, we're getting pieces.
And I
I
don't
have
want
a
to spoil anything, but you just watched something and there's a reference into something you just watched that
there is.
furthers this possibility.
I have
We'll leave it
seen
at that.
I have seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and
Yeah.
it's so good. I'm mad that we have to wait for the next part.
Yeah.
But c'est la vie. Brand new day comes out July 31st, 2026. Badoo.
That's a lot closer than I realized. Oh, they just dropped the trailer. That's something I forgot. They just dropped the trailer for Ironheart.
June 31st.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Continue.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy were destined. We already had called that, but come PAX East, they finally started dropping more of the actual cards. And Kenny Omega and Ben Starr and Adam Cole Bebe were all on stage having a yuckus of a time. Go and watch their live stream of that. It's actually a really good time where they're featuring Magic the Gathering. A lot of giveaways, a lot of fun times, and Kenny being super humble while also calling out Austin Creed, a WWE superstar. But they pushed all that aside to put forward the Final Fantasy collaboration, and the cards are fantastic. They know the nerds inside of Wizards of the Coast know what the subject matter is supposed to be, and they went with it. And I'm proud of them for doing that. But damn, some of these cards are fucking tough. Like this, the 10,000 needles from the Jumbo Cactar. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 attack power until the end of its turn, which you get something that puts trample on that thing. Yeah, no, that's an instant win. So I'm sure this card is going to either get banned or good luck. Yeah. However, looking at some of the cards from the Dragon set that just came out March, the meta seems to already be kind of shook up from some of the new cards there. But I'm glad that everyone's having a good time with their throwback cards. Bartz and Boko from Final Fantasy IV. The Crystals Chosen from Final Fantasy V. Shanoto from 11. They have cards from all across Final Fantasy, and I'm glad to say that I thought the set was only going to be the precons. That was it. No, they decided to do an entire full set of cards. So good luck getting the boosters and good luck getting the alt arts of some of these that are now going for roughly $900 a piece. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this is why I can't do like Magic because first of all, I don't understand the game. Second of all, I would go broke chasing after secret layers and whatnot. Because I would build the most absurd decks. There would be fucking Fallout mixed with Deadpool, mixed with Final Fantasy, mixed with Godzilla.
I was just about to mention the Deadpool secret layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deadpool has a secret layer, and his card is outrageous and already banned, sadly. But
Speaking of banned, did you grab that in the chat?
yeah, I got him.
Cool.
But I once again super excited for those going for those cards. Good luck if you get one of the serialized ones. Those ones, as I'm looking over here on the other screen, are going for upwards of $1,300 for quote unquote good numbered. So if you get like a 69 or a 420, I guess that's their good number, quotes unquotes.
Nice.
Very nice. But dupe. Oh, also, if you have a deck that is all mixed in like that, that's fine. Just as long as you can run a good deck like that, whatever.
No, I'm just saying, I would go broke because I'd be
Oh,
trying to build a deck like that.
that is also true. But it's also very easy to learn Magic the Gathering. Just read the card. That is rule one of Magic. Just read the card.
Yeah, but knowing like how and when I can play them and understanding tapping and actually building a deck, and there's just so much there.
There is a lot. One of these days I'm gonna have to pull you aside and teach you. That's it. Not too difficult. It is difficult, but not too difficult. Over at McFarlane Toys, McFarlane.com has a pre-order set for Doom: The Dark Ages Elite Edition Doomslayer, and god damn does he look good. Should go up around noon Eastern Pacific time. So on the 15th, go and check it out if you're wanting to. I'm not 100% on its price point. I have already. I'll do a double check on the website and see if maybe there is a thing there. Farlane. Well, while that's loading up. Oh wait, there we are. Yeah, nothing yet. Oh, but they do have the anime sets up and running. So if you're having to like Demon Slayer or Bleach, those are there. But dupe. Thank you, Igloo Coolers, for this really nice looking retro Sonic the Hedgehog steel container. I I really like it. 16-ounce can. It looks like a Arizona iced tea can, but with the Sonic the Hedgehog characters. Plus old school Amy. You don't see old school Amy anymore. You get new school Amy.
The whole thing's a nice little throwback.
A very nice 90s throwback ish. Plus, it includes a Sonic Ice Block 2-pack that you can throw in there to keep your drinks nice and chilly. Yippee! Of course, Igloo likes to do their heavy memories of being like, yeah, we keep all of the beers nice and cool. And then last Halloween for the adults, they open up the cooler for a drink. The kids get the candy. That type of stuff. Oh, wasn't expecting the individual to scare the shit out of him, but that's super funny. But dupe. Over at Funko, this is making me want Funkos a lot more. They released 5 really nice blacklight-ish neon pop Godzilla figures. And I
What sucks
gotta
is there's a bunch of exclusivities to these about where you need to buy them to be able to get them.
That's correct. You have a interesting. I think that's destroy. Destroy on the bottom right corner is Amazon only. A Uniquity like colored pink Godzilla that seems to be available everywhere. A Mecha Godzilla that's blue in the middle. A very nice like El Tigre colored that you can only find at Entertainment Earth of a regular Godzilla, like an earlier era Godzilla, because he's holding on to an airplane I can see, like maybe Showa era. And then I do not know who this Crystal Boy is in the top left that's only available at Funko. He does look familiar, but not clicking anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the more obscure ones I don't understand.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say understand. I don't know
I've
of. I mean, Space Godzilla in the chat.
Space
Hugo says Space Godzilla.
Space Godzilla. Okay, thanks, Hugo. I've seen a bunch of Godzilla across the ages. It just
Did I call him Hugo?
Hugo.
I called him Hugo? Okay.
Yeah, you call him Hugo. That's what I heard.
Okay.
But these would definitely go really good in the collection. I would actually buy a Blacklight just to see how these would resonate with it. But as a Destroya, only at Amazon. The Showa era style Godzilla with this really nice El Tigre color scheme at Entertainment Earth, and Space Godzilla only at Funko, with a really good purple to light blue gradient that I also really like. But dupe. Oh man, my fat ass just went from the Butterfinger French toast flavor.
Yeah. I kind of want to try
I
it.
kind of want it. I would probably pound out like 3. Apparently they now sell salted caramel near us. I'm probably gonna have to go and see about getting my hands on one of them if I can. I oh man, there's also a Whitaker's s'mores bar that came back, and I'm like, oh man, I like s'mores bars, but I can't have too much chocolate. But they said, thank you to Snackalator for this, by the way. They said they're going to be coming out early 2026, and they're going to be for a while. I'm excited. I can't wait for 2026 to roll around because 2026 is going to be a really good year for just about everything: games, anime, snacks.
I do like a good snack.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're going to be saying that in about 3, 2. So Quincy threw
That's a
this at
good
me.
snack.
Quincy threw this at me, and I honestly have no fruit and idea about it. Peanut butter Jif and Smucker's Concord jelly. That's PB&J, right? But as beef jerky.
I have not tried any of the obscene beef jerky flavors. I haven't tried the Flaming Hot. I haven't tried the Dr. Pepper, and I don't know that I'm going to try this.
I tried the Dr. Pepper, the beef stick, the flavor stick. It was fine. It
Yeah, I didn't try that.
didn't really
They've got it
have
in regular beef jerky form also.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. The snap stick was fine. It did.
I tried the Takis beef stick when they came out with that. It tastes like vomit.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was all spices, no flavor, no constitution to it.
Dude, no, like I don't know what it is. It just tastes like vomit. Like it tastes and smells like vomit.
Okay, well, to those who like peanut butter, jelly, and beef jerky, good news, your prayers have been answered. What limited you may have had, because I'll pray for you too, I guess. Jack Links, why? Jack Links, why? Who asked for this? Who?
Nobody asked for it.
Well, it's coming January
They're throwing shit at the wall at
2026.
this point. I feel like they have a dartboard.
And they just said what's going to be flying around there.
Either that
And
or someone tripped and dropped their lunch into a
said,
stack of beef jerky and went, you know what?
so they did the Reese's peanut butter cup thing.
Yeah.
You got some
You got
peanut
Reese's peanut butter. You got peanut butter.
butter.
You got peanut butter on
chocolate.
my chocolate. You got chocolate on my peanut butter. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a little billboard for the Pac-Man Krispy Kreme donuts. So that's out and about and available in certain areas. So hopefully you grab some of those. It wasn't for any of the anniversaries. It's just they randomly send it out there. So
I mean, I do like donut.
that is fair. And you also like Pac-Man.
I do like Pac-Man.
Because you got the Pac-Man fever.
Pac-Man fever. So it was very dangerous when Pac-Man, Ninja, and Red Bull got together. I don't feel one way or the other about Ninja, but I do very much like Red Bull, and I very much like Pac-Man, and so I was by.
A short one today, but we're tired. I'm exhausted.
We're tired. PAX East just didn't deliver anything for us. Yeah. We could talk about HelloFresh a little bit more.
That's gonna be.
I do like that they have the veggie options for vegetarians.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Oh God, water, please. I'm sorry.
Not supposed to die on stream.
No way. I'm monetizing this shit. Ugh. But yeah, HelloFresh definitely has a whole lot of calorie smart. If you're wanting a full seafood diet, you can have full seafood ones. Easy prep ones that come with already pre-portioned things. You just cut, throw it in a bowl, spice it up a little bit, add a little bit of oil so it doesn't stick to the bottom of your pan. Bada bing, bada boom. Protein Smart in case you need a little bit more protein in your diet. You're working out a little bit too much and you need to catch up on some proteins. When it says Protein Smart, you look down at it. How many grams of protein per serving? 33 grams of protein per serving. Hot night. How much was that? The chicken flatbreads. 55 grams of protein. Oh man.
There you go. Get your protein for the day in there.
Oh man, for your week in that son of a gun. But be sure to check out the link in the description or use the code that I'm going to be throwing there to get your first 10 free meals and unlimited or one free add-on every week, unlimited uses. Yes, that's the right verbiage. So be sure to check those out. Get those. You can also get gift cards, and if in case you have someone on your friends, family that wants to try it out and wants to get them on their own, they could still use the code with the gift card so they can get their 10 free meals. So yippee. That was the talk about. Remember to check out Humble Bundle. Grab some games, books, even some software. There was a few CAD things in there that I was looking at, but I'm like, I don't have a CAD cutter / printer, so that wouldn't help me. But I do have a 3D printer, so there was a couple things in there for that. Grab some video games for super cheap while helping out charities. Check out Hero Forge. They are not holding any deals. Check out Zenny. They are holding some pretty good deals. Buy 2 frames, get free shipping. They have very inexpensive frames right now. They have their recycle, renew, reuse, which are still super cheap frames, super cheap overall for the just composite. Where is that last talk point I wanted to talk about? Oh, I guess that was it. Anyways, at the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, please, for the love of God, love one another. It is definitely free to do. Mind, everybody.
Bye, everyone.